Good morning, students. Today we are going to read a very important question in the subject of Islamiyat O levels. And the question is the importance of Isnad and Matn in deciding that a hadith is authentic. So this is one of the very important topic, very important question in the subject of Islamiyat. So concentrate yourself. If this question come in the paper, which frequently come, to get A grade, you have to give the detailed explanation is required showing how valuable the two tools are in checking the genuineness of the hadith, details about the chain of the narrators and the content of the text. So we have to give the importance of each and every part of these to show the importance of Isnad and Matn in deciding that a hadith is authentic. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start now. The most important period of the hadith collection was during the 3rd century of the Hijrah. That is during the time of the Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, died 241 795 AD. So this was the most important time in the compilation of the ahadith. The 6 major collectors of the hadith, who are collectively called Muhaddathun, utilized methods to check the authenticity of each hadith before incorporating the same in their final compilation. These collectors were Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, and others. Any hadith has 2 parts. Number 1, the sanad. Sanad stands for chain of the transmitters, ending with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the chain of the transmitters from this to this to this, like they go backward. And check the chain of the transmitters, that definitely will end at the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he is the person from where the hadith is coming. So sanad stands for chain of the transmitters, ending with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Matan is actually the actual text of the hadith. So the material of the hadith, what is saying, what hadith is saying, this is called Matan. So first thing, before the first thing during the checking of the hadith to be authentic is checking of the sanad. Now look, what is the importance of the sanad in checking the authenticity of the hadith? Sanad literally means authority or support, because each hadith had been transmitted from one to the next generation on the authority of the transmitters. Individual narrators must be honest, truthful, trustworthy, God-fearing, sane Muslim, and adult. His faith, memory, knowledge of the Quran, fiqh, history, and Arabic language had to be of the highest degree. The next thing that is checked in the checking of the sanad is they should have met each other at a given place and time. So every narrator, every previous generation should meet with the next generation at particular time and place. There should not be any gap. Next is record or witness of their meeting should be present. So record or witness should also be present there. They should have common interest. They should not have personal interest in any other things such as politics, sects, etc. They should have a sound memory. They should have an understanding of what the matan means. The first transmitter must be a companion of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is in direct contact with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The chain of the narrators must not have any gaps. So much so, transmitter should not have told a lie even as a matter of the joke, and should not have spoken against the other contemporary or other scholarly figures. If any of these tests failed, the hadith was rejected. So look at the very strong test of the transmitters, that is called Isnad. So that was a test that was applied for the transmitters. If any one of the transmitter fulfills these conditions, then that hadith was taken as an authentic hadith. If any of these tests failed, the hadith was rejected. For this purpose, another branch of the Islamic science was developed, known as Asmaul Rijal, that is science of men, which comprised detailed investigations of the biographies of the narrators. Such care was absolutely necessary. So this is the reason why very hard test was applied. So look at the reason. Such care was absolutely necessary because they were working on the second major component of the primary sources of the Islamic law, Usule al-Din. Now we are going to read the second part of the hadith, that is checking a matan. The text of the hadith is called the matan. It should be logical. Vocabulary should be consistent with the Prophet ﷺ and classical Arabic. It should agree with the Holy Quran, other Sahih Ahadith, and basic Islamic teachings. The hadith should be such that it can reasonably believe the Prophet ﷺ might have stated it. It should not be against common sense and the experience of the Muslim. It should not unduly praise any particular person, tribe, or location, except for ahadith mentioning the Prophet ﷺ's fondness for the closest relatives and companions. The matan should not describe unusual rewards for ordinary deeds. It should not give details of what happened after the Prophet ﷺ's time, with the exception of the predictions. So these were the tests that was applied on the matan. So any matan which fulfills these tests were taken as authentic. Next is hadith classification. So mutawatir. So these are the classification of the ahadith. Number one is called Sahih, then Hasan, then Zaif, then Mawzu, then most authentic, then least authentic. Hadith is classified by the following factors. So these are the classification of the hadith. So these are the things according to which hadiths were classified. So number one, having a continuous sanad, character of the narrators, degree of their memorization, matan supporting the Islamic teachings, Quran or any other hadith. The matan should be 100% authentic irrespective of the sanad. So the most tests are followed, the most authentic the hadith is, and less tests are followed and less authentic will be the hadith. So this was the topic, students. Very important topic. Read this lecture again very carefully, learn it and make your notes. This is a very frequent question that comes in the paper. Thank you so much.